no. Okay, so being green, like we used to say about you,
Oh,
like
you're a problem.
the
The trigger, mom. I don't like that word.
Okay.
Cause love, so many people use your name in vain.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Who Opened the Box. I'm Trinity,
I'm Pilar.
I'm Akila.
and today's episode is about self-sabotage. If you feel like, why can't I relax? It just seems like... If you wonder why your brain is telling you, we can't relax even if everything is going right in your life, that is what self-sabotaging is. It's kind of finding ways to ruin things that are already fine. And like it does fall with perfectionism too, I guess you can say.
Yep.
And everything could be fine, but you're like, it could be, I just don't feel I'm deserving of what's happening in my life. If you got a good job, you might feel like you're going to go out of your way to ruin the good job for you. Either quit or find a way to get fired. And it's a way of you not having that space to accept the good things that are actually happening in your life and believing that you actually deserve those things that are happening. So you're going to find a way to ruin it for yourself.
I agree. I think part of that too, along with, you mentioned perfectionism. I totally agree with that. But also I think it could be fear a little bit.
It's definitely fear.
And I know we've kind of dealt with that and talked about it, Pilar and I. Look at her face. Fear of things being too perfect or seeming to be
too good to be true.
Exactly, perfect. Too good to be true. And then also the pressure you put on yourself trying to be perfect, and not necessarily trying to be perfect because we know no one's perfect, right? But it's just those, I don't know, the things that you just put pressure on yourself. So for Pilar, I know right now is school. So, talking about school, making sure she gets good grades, making sure, she's on scholarship level, things like that. So for me or for her, that's along the lines of not just overthinking, but perfectionism. This has to be right. This has to be the right timing. I got to do this now. I got to be prepared. I got to, but then you get into too much pressure on yourself and it turns into self-sabotage and fear a little bit because you feel like you didn't do something right. I feel like I don't have enough time. I didn't give myself enough time to get X, Y, and Z done, or I have to rush and do this, and oh my gosh, what if I don't? So I'm just not good enough. I failed, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And all those things could be untrue.
Yeah.
Like totally not true. You brought the example up of, wanting a job or getting a job, knowing that you're qualified, overqualified.
Yep.
I've been in this position.
Yep.
Overqualified, and you can walk around saying all day long, oh, they're gonna pay me this amount of money, I'm overqualified for this, I can do this in my sleep, and get to the job and just be like, what the hell? Like what is this? And then you're stressing yourself out, and then you're just, I can't do this is too much, or what is it? And it's all the stuff. For me, like I said, I've done this before. I'm sitting there like, I know how to do all this stuff, and I can do all this stuff in my sleep, but it's different. You finally get the job, and now you got people over your shoulder, pressing you out, pressuring you to get this done, and oh, you don't know how to do this. And it could be something like, yeah, I know how to do it, but like, get off my back a little bit. It's just like a freezing moment. And I know we've talked about that before. So then you start to mentally self-sabotage. Like, I shouldn't have got this job. I don't know what I'm doing. This is too much. And in actuality, it's not. It's really not. So I've gone through that. Definitely in relationships. Like, oh, this seems like this is too good to be true. Probably was. Probably was. But, I don't know, that's a little bit different. You can self-sabotage and just kind of put this wall up and like, I feel like this relationship or this person is too good to be true. And it's almost like you put this wall up and say to yourself, all right, so I'm not going to give my all, or I'm going to, fall back a little bit because I'm just waiting for him to just make a mistake. I'm just waiting. It's too good to be true. I'm just, so I'm already, you like trying to prepare yourself for it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go through the feels and the emotions and the disappointment and all that. So I relationships a little bit different because, then you can't give your all and then you end up being disappointed. And then in turn, you can still end up self-sabotaging and going, oh, I must have did something wrong. Oh, I didn't do enough of this, or, oh, maybe I didn't do X, Y, Z or whatever. So that self-sabotage is there. Yeah. It can apply to almost anything. Once you let that doubt in, then it's like the door for self-sabotage. So
yeah, we can talk about relationship self-sabotage because I definitely have dealt with that. But also, because since you brought P-Day up and like trying to have like everything planned out, it doesn't really fall into self-sabotage part. Mm-hmm. More so like just really wanting that control over stuff. And it's okay.
Just over there making faces left and right.
I only wanted to touch on it because it's something I do too. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to explain like why we do that though. Okay. Because I think I just did it, but I think I do have a video on it, or I was going to make a video on it. But when like we overthink and how, for example, just because you used her, like trying to figure out what school you want to go to and mm-hmm. stuff, it's like, okay, so if I can figure out now, even though I got two years technically, but I understand you start preparing like really like next year or whatever. Mm-hmm. But let's just say, okay, I technically got 2 years left. And I need to know what school I'm going to today. Yep. What time is it? Like 5:42 p.m. today. I need to know what sport I'm going to play. I need to know like what the bathrooms look like. I need to know what street the school is on and like all these things. And like I do that so much too. But as usual, it's another thing. It's another thing that you do because it's like the only thing you know to do to feel safe about it, mm-hmm. because it's coming to me. I think I talked about it in my course actually. Maybe that's where I talked about it because I know I talked about this. But you do it still as a form of safety because it's like if I can have everything planned out and figured out, stay on track, then like
it's easy. Life is easy. That's that yeah, perfectionism. Like then, yeah.
Or if I plan every single possibility, option, alternative, and like that's where the overthinking also comes from because mm-hmm. like if I can think about every single scenario there possibly can be, mm-hmm. then I'll be prepared and I'll be ready in case it happens. Yep. Therefore,
backup plan and all.
Mm-hmm. Therefore, I'm safe.
Yep.
So I need to overthink every little scenario and play it out in my head and rehearse because that's how we're going to be safe. And it's not true safety. It's not real safety. Yeah, I made it's a TikTok video. It's not true safety. But yeah, I still struggle with that too because it's like a habit, you know? You get so used to doing something. It's like really anything is just to do the opposite of that would be like building a skill. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's like having that skill and you have to put the effort and intention into keep growing that skill because like you said, it's easy to do that thing. Mm-hmm. It's easy to do most of the things that we do that like probably don't benefit us really. But it is the harder route to not do those things and take a moment and pause and stop your overthinking. Like you can stop yourself from overthinking. It just takes practice and it's a skill.
Mm-hmm. It's hard work too.
Yeah. But the more you do it, like, yeah, the more you do it, the better.
But it does feel good though to just, technically they say let go and let God. And yeah. True, if you do that, especially because I'm an overthinker, so I know where Pilar gets it from. Mm-hmm. All that, guys, therapy, I keep telling you it works. Within the last year, it took a lot of work to just be like, I'm not going to do, okay, just, I don't care. And it's kind of like, because I fight with perfectionism too. And no one, like I just said, no one's perfect. I know I'm not perfect by far, but it's not about when people say, oh, I think I'm perfect, like, oh, I know everything. I look great all the time. This matches. It's not about that. It's just about everything being right. Everything I do, everything I plan. And it's really just, I want it to be right. It just got to be done, this way because that's the right way, or quote unquote, the right way. And for me, it really kind of kicked in like that when I had kids, when I started having kids, because it was kind of like trying to plan out everything because, it's me and I got to do this. And so when I had my first one, I had Nico, I was working and I got to do this and trying to plan things out, like you said, so work is this time, I have to, daycare is this time, pickup is this time. I got to make sure I get to work at this time so I can get off at this time because I have to get to him at this time. And then I have to get him home so he can have playtime and then dinner and then, bath time and then bedtime and reading stories. And, oh, he needs to be asleep at this time. Imagine doing that times 4. Yeah. So you're just, she said, So just trying to plan things out so I can stay sane, so you guys can, have a routine and then your own life. So I could try to have one of my own. And then everybody's still on track, like it's a lot. Yeah. And so you think, like you said, you're just trying to plan these, and we see this stuff in the movies. Like the first thing that came to mind was Big Mama, when she had that whiteboard and everything was color coded for all the kids. You remember that? Big Mama's House or whatever with Martin Lawrence.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then he came in and he was just like, what is this? Yeah. And she was just like, oh, you got to do this at 4. And then he has this and she has. And in my mind, like, that's kind of how my calendar looked. It was just on my phone. Like, I know somebody got this, and this person got to be picked up, and this person has a game, and somebody got ballet class. Oh, I got to head to the shop. I got, so it's a lot. And then doing this last year, it's just like, girl, let go. Like, a lot of the stress was coming from trying to keep up with everybody's routine and schedule and driving myself crazy and just being stressed overall. So it was like, you got to let go. Like, this is the one thing that you haven't done in this peaceful, great therapy journey of yours, mental health journey, is what I call it. And once I did try, let me just first say that it didn't automatically mean everything just worked out. Yeah. But that's your faith and trusting in God. So that was my journey. Letting go and letting God handle it. No, it didn't mean things didn't, it was times things didn't work out, and it freaked me out because, I'm always trying to be ahead of that. Like, okay, so here's my backup plan, like you said. That's that, so if this happens, then I already got a backup plan. Yeah. So I'm good. So like you said, it's like feeling safe. Yeah. And even if that backup plan didn't work, when I had it, it's like knowing that you at least thought of one or you got something in place, you feel safe. And that's so true. And again, it doesn't always happen like that, and it doesn't always work. So yeah, it was hard to learn to stop overthinking. And it doesn't mean I'll never do it again. I still overthink some things, but when I catch myself, I know what to do now. Yeah. I know how to stop it. I know some skills to use to, to keep myself from wandering, basically. But it's hard, and things didn't work out at first. There were some things that I was just like, oh, snap. Okay, so that didn't happen like I would have thought, or that didn't go as planned, or damn, I did have a backup plan just in case, God, Yeah. And really, you really got to give it all to him. Yeah. You do, and you just got to sit there and take it, and it's just like, oh, that didn't work. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. We'll try again. It's okay. It's hard. It's hard. So me trying to help Pilar now, obviously, would be a good start. I wish, someone I've known when I was her age and could have helped me. I probably wouldn't be this big age and, still fighting it. But it is hard. You do feel safe when you feel like you have it planned out. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, what I've learned is you miss out on life at the same time. Yeah. And I learned that the hard way, trying to always be prepared. My situation is a little bit different, having to do a lot of things by myself at the same time. I didn't get some of the relief that some people, had, or, if you want to say fun, or just life in general, because I was always making sure my kids were good. My kids were okay. I was always planning the next step, the next move, the next trip, the next school event, whatever it is, like all for my kids. So it pretty much, for the most part, was just me, other than, family support, obviously. But you miss out on life doing that too, because you're trying to plan everything. You're not living in the moment. You're just trying to get through. So then that kind of goes back to that survival mode, of course. Yep. But best believe self-sabotage is all along the way whenever you plan and that plan don't work out and your backup plan don't work out. Those moments of self-sabotage, they creep in, the doubts, am I not doing this right? Oh gosh, what did I do? I messed this up. And really, it could be none of that. It's just because you're so stuck on this plan, this schedule, and it just didn't work out your way. But as Pilar says it all the time, but I always tell her everything happens for a reason. So you can either get the message or miss the message. And I know I've missed it plenty of times, but I'm happy to say that I got it now. But yeah, it's hard. That self-sabotage is real. It's real.
Yeah, so I was going to say, when you say, like, let go, like, I think people struggle with, okay, but, like, what does that really look like? Mm-hmm. So I was going to ask, like, what does that mean and look like for you and you? Like, what does that look like for us? Just when you say, like, let go, oh, I just had to let go. But, like, yeah, like, what does that really, like, mean or look like, though? Like,
well, this is for Pilar. Do you feel like you've gotten to that point where, because I know you struggle with overthinking, too, but do you feel like you've gotten to a point where you can let go, or you sometimes just say, you know what, just forget it. I'm just going to let it go, and whatever happens, happens. Like, I know a lot of times you'll say, I put it in my prayer box, or, I talk to God about it, but do you feel like that helps you with self-sabotage and overthinking, just in general, of letting go?
Right now, my goal is to actually start caring.
Okay.
I really don't care about a lot of stuff anymore.
You say that, but that's
not
true.
I really do, but I'm saying, just like when you was talking about school, I only talk about school with you guys. I don't think about it when I'm by myself or anything else. So I don't really overthink it. It's kind of just a topic for me when I'm talking to you guys.
But you're a very caring person, so I can't believe that you
it's
just,
not,
I
not
don't
like,
care.
I don't care, like, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like,
it's kind of that you psyching yourself out a little bit.
No, it's just in the moment. It's not, I don't really care it, like.
But that I don't care doesn't literally mean you don't care. That's what I'm saying. Like, is it like you have to tell yourself that, or make it seem like that, so you don't overthink it? Just like, let it go. I don't really care about that. It's not important, kind of thing. Or
no, I mean, okay. It's kind of like when I just always tell people that I'm just living. So it's like, it's not as big of a deal as a lot of people make it in a lot of scenarios. So it's kind of just like a in the moment thing. So once I walk away from it, even if it's just a conversation, I'm not gonna really spend a lot of time on it. But it's not that I don't care. Like, I'm not listening to you guys talk and be like, I don't really care about this. But it's more of just like I'm not gonna spend the next week thinking about this and like taking apart every little thing that happened. I might think about it, be like, oh, that was a nice conversation, but I'm not gonna pick apart everything and figure out what's negative about it. Like, I'll just leave it there.
Okay.
I feel like especially because, like, dealing with self-sabotage or whatever, or, like, when you talk about why you still feel like you're in survival mode or self-sabotaging even though nothing's going on, it's probably because almost everything people experience that's negative is a repeat of what they already went through. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like you kind of force yourself to go back into that stage, especially if nothing's happening. It's like you randomly think of stuff from the past to get you off track, and then you go back to it. And then you're like, I wasn't tripping, it was something. And it really wasn't nothing going on. You convinced yourself that it was. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I don't think I overthink as much. It has to be something really bothering me for me to overthink, because I'm always thinking. So it's really nothing. There there's really no space for me to overthink because I'm always thinking about something. So unless it has to be something that really, really bothers me, and that's really rare. And I've noticed like the last thing I was overthinking about was because it was something different. It wasn't something I was used to. That's why I feel like I don't overthink as much, because I notice a pattern of almost everything I self-sabotage with or deal with in general is, even if it comes from another person, it's something that I've already dealt with. Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah. And I don't think that is a good thing. I was when I meant working on caring, it's because I feel like because a bunch of stuff is kind of like a repeated stuff, it's like I don't care and then I let stuff slide because it's just like I'm used to it, whatever. And I feel like a lot of people do that, like normalize stuff. Like someone could be in the wrong and people will just be like, I do that too, and it makes them think that it's right, but it's still really wrong. It's just normalized, like in society. Like
that's not real friends, by the way. Your real
just
friends
like,
are gonna tell you.
Like sin, like it's a lot of stuff that's normalized, and it's not even generation, because a lot of people like to say generation when it's been happening since the world began, but just society in general will have you thinking that, oh, everybody else does it, so is it really wrong? But if everybody was murdering everybody, it doesn't mean it's not wrong. It's just normalized and stuff. So I feel like a lot of stuff that goes wrong, like self-sabotaging, like you see it on social media all the time, he's cheating on you right now, you should go through his phone or stuff like that, and they just be like, yeah, I'm going through the phone too, and all that, and then it's like,
well, misery
you ruined
loves company also.
I mean, you ruined it for yourself, because sometimes you will find stuff in general, but sometimes you create your own problems for yourself. It's like some people don't even think, they just react. So it's like, he's probably doing something, so I'm going to go do it. And then you come back and he wasn't doing nothing at all. And then now it's just all on you and you feel guilty. And now you're going through a lot more stuff. At the end of the day, what they basically saying is, you're the problem.
What? She always got to say something
at the end. Sarcasm.
Self-sabotage. It's your fault. Like,
you know what that is, though?
Sarcasm. At the end of the day, the day gonna end, Glorilla.
She don't mind. She get on my nerves talking about something. You're the problem.
You're the problem.
You know what that is too? Is I mean, yeah, but
polar sarcasm.
Being addicted to stress.
Oh yeah, chaos. Like
mean
you're used to it. Like if you're used to being in chaos, you're used to being in sin. It's just like well, like example for sin is 10 times easier to go back to what you've been doing in your life than to go and give yourself to God and like change your life. So it's easier to go back to what you've always known than to go and start something new, and then you'd be like, it's so hard.
That was a key word though. You said change.
Yeah. Change.
People are afraid of change.
So you're the problem.
I mean,
that's what repentance is supposed to.
You're the problem, and then you don't let go of the past.
You can't keep repenting and keep doing the same thing. Then that's not change.
Yeah, that's an excuse.
Yeah.
So all of this.
That's a choice. That's a choice.
Basically, all I'm saying is you're the problem. Everything y'all keep saying just keeps.
It's gonna be your new motto.
What she's trying to say is we are our biggest
enemies.
Problem.
You didn't want to say problem. We're the problem.
Like
so.
That's true.
Because it always starts with us.
I thought that was the cat.
It does start with us.
And then I don't like hypocrites. I don't like hypocrites.
She says that all the time. Guys.
I don't like liars, and I don't like hypocrites. Like, and a lot of people do that. They're like just quick to say certain stuff. Like that's the difference with the podcast. We'll be like, we do that too, and then tell y'all what to do differently. Like people will walk around. And then that's why their stuff don't be fixed, because they so worried about everybody else's problem, what they can do and stuff, and judging that. Then they go home and then it's like, you basically doing the same thing as them.
Yeah.
Just in private.
Everybody's quick to judge.
Don't like hypocrites.
But yeah, did you know? Okay, so the addicted to stress though, did you know it could be as simple as making yourself late? That's also self-sabotage, but.
Well,
making yourself late,
so
like when you like
no more.
I gotta be ready by 6 p.m. for dinner tonight. I'm gonna wait till 5 o'clock
to get ready.
To start getting ready,
well,
and
I'm like
all day. It sounds like all three of us.
I was going to say that's
all three of us.
Yeah, girl, don't you dare.
About the other day?
Right, don't you dare start.
I didn't
Her
wait.
birthday dinner.
Honestly, I didn't wait if she didn't make us breakfast, I probably would have been ready. But she offered to make breakfast.
So on mommy making breakfast.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
if I didn't, y'all told me come downstairs. If I didn't come downstairs, I would have been in the shower, getting ready.
Then you went to get in the shower and you would have been
So
fine
that's
to get in
okay.
the shower, but
Look,
you took like an hour shower.
Okay, so that's fine. She don't want to admit about the other day, but you brought up school. Being late.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
But I'd be late to school on purpose.
Oh, all last year.
But no,
on
not
purpose.
like
no
not
rush.
on purpose.
This girl will say, "I'm not in a rush to do nothing."
I'm not in a rush. Who is rushing to go to school?
See?
I'm rushing to go sit
and
in
would
algebra.
be late
Yeah,
every
sometimes-
single day.
No.
Sometimes it can be subconsciously.
Unconscious,
You know that,
yeah.
right?
No, I knew what I was doing.
I'm saying when it happens, like
Yeah.
you might think, oh, I know I gotta be ready by 6, so I'm gonna get ready at 5, and like it'll take me like 5 minutes to do my hair and da da da.
And
I'm
then
gonna be
boom.
ready by then.
And then
I've
nope.
never said
But like,
that. Get her
why?
ready for
It's
school.
the principle. Like, why wait that long?
I'm
to
telling
begin
you right.
with?
I'm telling you
Like,
right now. When it comes to waking up for school, I just go with the flow. Like I'm not
are we
planning
talking
nothing.
about last year.
Yes, last
I'm
year.
like-
I just go
Not
with the
this
flow.
year. They're homeschooled. They ain't even
I
got no
just-
schedule.
And
Like
I definitely
waking
go
up-
with the flow this year. If
Yeah,
anything.
that schedule
Go
just.
with the.
I started
I'll
off on a
lock
good
in
note.
my- I'll
Then
lock
that
in my
schedule
junior
went out
year.
the window. I ain't even gonna lie. But
Start off with a schedule for what though? Like
they homeschool. They don't have nowhere else to go.
no, but
nothing else
homeschool
to
like
do.
opens
So,
your eyes.
so all that.
'Cause-
Wake up
no, but
real
like
quick.
school, she used to be so mad just because I have my little brother went to the same school as me, so he was late too. But it's like I feel like y'all
used
knew what
to be
y'all was
mad
signing up
because
for.
I was like, she just
Did she not do the same thing
legit
though when I was
do
in
not
school?
care.
She
What we
was
talking
like,
about?
she was really
No.
mad. She was like, you don't care about nobody but yourself. I said, okay.
Well, but it's okay. So I will say that yes, you guys were alike in that, but I will give Trinity credit. After me saying something to her or fussing with her a couple of times, she got her crap together.
Yeah, but
You
she
weren't
had
late.
like,
You weren't late every single day all school year, Trinity.
I wasn't late all school year either though.
I
it
know
was the
you
end
lying.
it was the end of the
A
school
girl
year.
I know you lying.
It was.
Don't make me call
I
Cheney.
couldn't be late every day. I
Cheney.
literally ran to school, y'all. Like, chill.
That's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't.
Wait, what?
You would have thought I was missing something. I was going to like. It's not that serious. It's just school. Like
I'm so.
maybe like when I go to a real school, like next year it'll be a little different. But like,
You think
but I'm saying she don't know what it's
they will
like.
put your butt out?
Yeah, they wasn't gonna put me out.
Right.
The only thing they
That-
said was,
but
they
that was a
just
problem.
Like,
It was national, so it's family school. Well, you ain't there no more. So I mean, but
She
it
was
was
just-
a family school. So my grandmother worked here.
oh,
That's what it was.
girl, they coming for us. Did we just watch a stalking documentary?
Nobody's stalking you
girl
or
over here,
national.
You don't know that?
She is funny.
She just name dropped the whole episode. They gon'
You so
like,
funny.
Girl,
It always be her too.
That's what I'm saying.
nobody's coming for y'all. Girl, ain't nobody thinking about y'all.
You don't know that?
All right.
Hello. But yeah, so that's being addicted to stress.
It's different
think
though
I'm-
this
I
year. I'm
think
gonna
I
be
was
on the
addicted to
the
stress.
bus though.
Because I just felt stressed all the time. I think I was.
I gotta catch.
I
the
felt
bus. It's
because
different.
that was part of the self-sabotage. I had dealt with so much stress and chaos. Think about it. Don't make that
Who's she
face.
talking to me?
You,
I'm
because you're
confused.
making that face.
Why you think I'm making a face?
So, because of what I just said.
But
But
what
what I'm
about what you
saying
just
is,
Why you think I'm making a face?
because of what I just said.
But what part about it?
I'm not addicted to stress.
She
I
sure
was
is.
just
She stressed
saying-
herself
No,
out
that's
so
not why I
bad.
made the
Everybody,
face.
we be talking and everybody be calm. She be like, "This just too much. This just
That's
too much."
not why I made the face.
We be talking. Trying to be
What
trying
are
to
you talking
explain
about? What?
something.
What's
She be
too
like,
much?
and then we're gonna do.
Oh
Oh, my
my
God, this too much. This just too much.
my God.
Like
I be
That
like,
is
Mom.
so
everybody
different.
everybody be
That
having
is
the
not
straightest
being addicted
face.
to stress.
No,
That's
no, I
just
didn't
me.
say- no, I'm not
I'm
thinking
telling
about
her.
You just be overdoing it. Like you be doing it to
get
yourself.
I think you get.
Oh.
But like some
Overstimulated. Go ahead and say that.
Easily overwhelmed, but like for
Yeah.
like for certain things though, and it be when I be like,
Trying to
Mom,
show her
so
something.
you just have to like go use the red line here and then
Just be-
download the app. Okay, Trinity. Well, tell Pilar because I told you I don't
'Cause
know
that's because
about
my
that.
brain-
I told
my
you I
brain
don't
be
understand.
running.
Too much.
I said, Mom, I'm telling you so that you can understand because it's right. I'm
That's
telling
because
you.
my
just too
brain be
much.
working at 100 miles an hour, and if I'm already thinking about something, you know how they tell you like you be
have
like I
to
can
slow
multitask,
And everybody
and then
be
they tell
so,
you you really
like,
can't multitask. So my
everybody's
brain
face-
is already
everybody
ahead
at the
of
table
you.
face be straight, and she was like, "This is just too much.
Nobody's.
This is too much."
If this should be so loud. I'm like, we be
Girl.
going back and forth, but There's
And then
no
of
such
course
thing
if
as
I'm sleepy,
multitasking, though.
if I'm sleepy,
Yeah.
y'all can
She just
forget
need-
it.
she
I don't
just
even
need
want to
lock
talk to
in.
y'all. I don't want to
No.
talk to
I already told you
I
I don't
wanna go to
understand
sleep.
that stuff, so I don't know why you keep
It would be
because
like-
I'm trying to tell you.
I didn't even
Mom,
say
And then
Right.
sometimes they just be difficult because
What?
yeah, sometimes it's just y'all being difficult and I ask y'all to do something and y'all know how to do it. And y'all just want to just, instead of doing it, y'all want to break it down. Well, if you
tried
go
to teach
do
you.
this, I'm like, just do it. Just do it.
I'm doing
like,
it,
just get
and
it
I'm trying
done.
to show
Bruh.
her.
That's you.
We-
Hey, y'all,
we
that's
not-
usually the biggest problem when I be
No,
like,
don't
hey, how
parents
y'all do
always-
such and such? They want to sit there and tell me and show me. How about if you already know how to do it,
Don't
take
parents-
something off my plate,
Don't parents
just do it.
literally- Don't parents literally give you talks about how we're not going to be here forever? We're not going to be with you forever.
I know you like.
We
I
are telling
know
you
you're
how to
lying
do it.
right now
Like,
because I am the one
what
that
we
tells
talking
y'all
about,
what would
though?
y'all do if I was not here.
well, you need to write that book then. I told you write that book up for me.
No, you need to.
Stay tuned
The
for
book.
the 16th book with about life.
She
You
wants
need
me
that
to
book
write
off
out.
TikTok that be like,
But I'm not.
Mom,
No,
tell
she
me your
want me to
story.
write. She want me to write this book for her.
I'm
about
not sharing
life.
with none of my siblings. It's really just for
You
me.
need the book that says, "Mom, tell me your story."
No, I don't need all that.
No, she want.
It's
She
a
want.
art
No,
My,
book.
like-
It's
like a
you
how-to.
Fill it out.
oh,
No, no,
Well,
no.
she
no,
Mom,
wants
no,
me
tell
to
your story,
create-
and like it's like a bunch of advice from you.
yeah.
Well, no,
that's
she need
pretty much
it
what
need to
she
be
wants.
like basically
she wants
how
it
to
like-
for dummies type book. Like,
Yeah, that's what she's
Good luck.
expecting for her 16th
well,
birthday.
I mean, you can
For her
add.
16th birthday.
Yeah, you
That's
should.
what
She
she asked
was
for.
supposed
You
to
got
start
3
that in
months.
8th grade.
Hmm?
She was supposed to start that 2
Like
years
3
ago. She
months.
could have been finished. You better get to it.
It's a lot.
You better get to it.
Better ask ChatGPT.
Chat
Oh.
don't know it.
Call chat. I
Chat
mean, if
don't
there's
know
a way
it like
to
her.
call chat.
Like,
See,
call chat.
that's
She
a
part
lot
of
of
the problem
typing.
with the AI.
Chat can't tell me about
Or
me.
me?
You.
She's
What
talking
did I
ask
do?
ChatGPT. It's her life. How it goes.
Right,
I'm
chat
saying
can't
to
tell me
write-
about
to
me.
Structure the book. is
Oh,
what I'm
oh.
saying.
It's not like a
No, we
legit
got
book.
structure because she
It's-
wants it in more like a notebook form with like dividers.
Yeah. It's like a how-to.
Just
for
some
them.
of everything.
Ha-
Yeah.
You gotta get to work.
finance, how to buy a car, lifestyle, how to change a tire, like stuff like that.
what you
Because
have.
clearly
GPT for.
nobody else gonna do it for me.
That's not true.
Just watch my video. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Here she go.
Lord. Don't
I
tell you
got
how
no
to change your
videos
tires,
about
sis.
that.
She
Don't
ain't
tell
got
you
no
about
videos.
being green when you come up in the city.
Oh,
Oh.
Girl, what?
oh my gosh, you got this DMV lingo, guys.
That's not even
Anyway,
deep. That's
that's
DC.
not-
DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Yeah, but
the
not everybody got the
DMV
same
thing.
lingo. What is Virginia?
Just
What
say
is
DC,
Virginia's
just say
lingo?
Maryland, Virginia, because I don't even know.
Maryland, DC,
Because when
Maryland,
you
Virginia.
say about being green, not everybody gonna know what that.
Everybody
what
in
that
Maryland,
mean.
I ain't gonna know that. That's why everybody don't need claim
So
the
explain
DMV.
it to them.
I'm not explaining shiz naive.
Oh,
Because I don't
Shiz
even like that
naive.
word. I never
You
like
don't
that
like
word.
being green.
green.
I don't like being green.
So basically, I'm saying you don't
How to
like the
survive. I don't
concept
like
of being green,
what it-
quote
what the
unquote.
I
lingo
need it
mean.
before my
It
sister-
means not knowing, like
I don't like how
not
people
being
say
brought
it.
up in
Being
or
dumb.
being aware. Since y'all like to use that
Oh
word
my
now,
gosh.
I just say
Ew.
I'm just
ignorant.
saying. No, I didn't say ignorant because it's not
I'm
about
saying-
being ignorant.
No, but like,
Ignorance
just not
is
knowing.
something.
I said it's not just not
but,
knowing.
but ignorance to me is like when you don't know something and then you try to like talk about something you don't know, or like you're being
That is
oblivious.
ignorant.
That's what I just said.
That's
What'd
just
you say?
stupid. I said, well,
You
that
know,
is
like ignorant, like just talking about something you don't even know about it.
Yeah, just sit down.
Like
I think
most,
I know what you mean.
most
Like,
guys.
But in,
like
in a
not knowing
sense, for
something and then
example,
not
of
wanting to know about it.
Oh, that
Yeah,
irritates
but-
me.
But I didn't. I thought that was called something else.
yeah, no, okay. So being green, like
not-
we
we
used to
wasn't
say
talking about
about you,
Oh,
like,
See, you can understand why I don't like this word. Yeah.
so you green?
Trauma.
like just saying it's not trauma.
Just get to it though.
It's
I
just
don't-
explaining.
It's a trigger, Mom. I don't like that word.
Okay,
Who
so
called
I
you
would never
green?
use the
we'll
word.
pick
Them?
another
My
word.
parents.
Oh, they just be like, "Turn you green."
Like if it be, I literally I'm like an 8th grade, being an 8th grader, not knowing one specific
Just
topic,
trying
and
to
then
make
it's
you
like,
aware.
oh, it's so green.
Yeah.
You gonna be out here being green and da da da.
No, so it just
tell me
basically
what it is, guys. I'm in 8th grade. Like,
Yeah, but
in essence, it's almost like just being street smart for real, for real.
yeah, but it's some people that I
And
don't
y'all
like.
grew up
No, like-
on purpose. Well, y'all came up in the city.
No, I don't
But
like people that
what-
don't
is-
want
is
to
that
learn
for-
though.
did you hear what she said, y'all?
What you say?
She's saying it's basically like, in essence, having street smarts, right?
Yeah.
but then
Or
admits
lack of.
that we didn't grow up in the streets or
nobody.
with that
She didn't grow up
knowledge.
in the streets
On
either. though.
purpose.
You just gotta know
Nobody
it. though.
grew up in the streets.
on
She-
purpose.
she-
But it's
grow up in
about
the streets
it's about
either.
learning. It's
but
about
she know more, because she was very independent and had to like.
Well,
because
yeah.
I was
on her
raised
own.
in DC.
You just gotta know,
grew up in DC.
no matter where you at.
So then so that sounds quite different from my upbringing. Yeah, Mom?
Well, you started in DC though.
That
So that's.
don't-
But what I'm saying is
does count.
It don't
does-
count.
Thank you, Pilar.
Why
Pilar
don't
gets
you wanna
it.
be
I
But
moved
Pilar,
out of DC
but
when
see,
I
that's
was
the difference.
6.
That's the difference, though. You don't want to even
I don't
claim
even
DC.
remember going outside.
Pilar
I'm saying the way your
wants to.
parents grew up, even when.
I know she.
It's
I
just
don't-
sharing.
But
No,
I'm
so-
saying I wanted to know because
look,
it's not like
she-
she moved us out of DC and then we just stayed in Maryland. She still be taking us into the city, so it's
Right.
Like,
So
we might
she
as well-
wants to know.
I'll be going with my
Nico
bodyguard.
knows. Nico wants to know. Nico wanted to know.
Yeah,
You just
that's
kind
what
of
I'm
was just
saying.
like.
You just got
Okay, so
lucky.
let's just say this. Trinity is just different in the sense that Trinity's a flower child. Trinity's my flower child.
Basically, just call me Green. It's like,
and she just went about the life. She wasn't interested. She didn't ask those questions.
that's not true.
Yes, it is.
Growing up, Mom, that's not true. I would ask questions all the time until.
Not really about your
felt like I
surroundings
couldn't ask
in the
questions.
city.
Well, that's because
and
you never
nothing like
needed
that.
to, though.
You really didn't.
Like
And
I
you
don't know.
definitely
Like
don't
I'm
now.
not.
You got your
like
security
with
guard.
She be wanting to know like everything.
I need to know
She
everything.
do, but that's how I was. Very inquisitive. I
need to know
asked a lot of
everything.
questions. I told you my
you
grandfather
need to
called
know
me the little
everything?
newspaper.
Huh?
Why you need to know? Why you feel like you need to know everything?
To apply, sometimes you just need help. Almost everything I asked, I applied to my life.
Period.
You didn't catch that, but it's okay.
What do you mean?
Catch what?
Nothing.
She feels like she needs to know.
Coach. It's like no. I'm just
Right. I was gonna say, come on, Coach Trish.
No,
Some
I feel
okay.
like, but I feel like it'd be different if we moved out the city and then we never went back. Like it was just like straight only Maryland. But
Yeah, we still got a lot of family in DC.
Yeah.
So
But I be knowing stuff
school in DC,
based off
like
just hearing you talk about stuff. Like that's how I
no,
know. a
yeah,
lot of-
you do. You'll learn stuff, and you may
Yeah.
hear me say something, and then I'm talking about in the past when you were little. Then you might ask, but I'm saying you weren't as inquisitive as Nico and Pilar. Like they would just ask questions
About
whether they heard
anything.
something or not. Just see something and just start asking questions. And you were more like my flower child. Like the world is just a beautiful place.
That's so
nobody
crazy.
fight. Nobody.
I had
Oh,
questions,
you know.
y'all.
I
didn't
no,
ask
we
Did I
didn't
feel
say you didn't.
comfortable enough to ask certain
you
questions?
just got YOLO.
Maybe not.
Just YOLO.
I definitely had
I
all
don't.
the questions.
I don't feel
though.
comfortable asking certain questions. It just comes out and then I get the answer.
Well, that was a little different for you because that was part of your scared to say certain things, or am I going to get in trouble if I ask or say this, or people pleasing because somebody would tell you, and it wasn't me, but somebody might tell you, oh, that's not appropriate because that's an adult, or you can't ask, or you can't say that. That didn't come from me.
Or you're disrespectful.
Who
But
said
that didn't come from me because, like I've always said, trying to get you guys to express yourself,
Yeah, I feel like
or
I
to be
got-
curious or ask questions, and then I got in trouble for telling y'all the truth sometimes. So
I definitely feel like I got
Let's
bullied.
wrap it up.
I feel like I got
Ooh.
bullied into being like an introvert.
bullied.
Not
I know
not
what
like
you
not
mean.
like by kids, but I feel like
I know what you mean.
I don't feel like I was the type. I don't feel like I was the person that should have been an introvert. I feel like as time went on, especially like with adults, not even kids, it's like adults saying certain things, like kind of dimming your light. So it's kind of like now I'm just in the
Really?
corner by myself and stuff.
Where
And
you
then
get
I
that
felt-
from because you didn't get that from me.
What do
Oh
you
my God.
mean?
I ain't getting nothing from her, y'all. Okay.
That is not what I meant. Trinity,
I'm saying,
don't
I'm saying
pull your hair.
because like
Dang, don't pull your hair.
it's like I guess balance. I feel like I started off as an extrovert. I feel like I was very.
You very much. We just heard those recordings. Please don't make me.
Yes,
play 'em.
I
I
feel
will
like I
play
know
them
I
right
was
now.
supposed to be an extrovert, but I feel like adults dim my light, especially like being smart and stuff. Not like having just a smart mouth, but like being smart, and it's like them not explaining that you can only use it in like certain things. So it's kind of like they be like, "Oh, you trying to be grown and stuff like that." So then you just like, "Well, I just won't talk at all," and then I just stop talking.
Very confusing. Yeah.
Yeah. Adults though, I
deal
feel
with
like if in most of my
yeah,
problems
but I'm
though,
just saying that.
I feel like most of my problems came from adults. Like most of my
come from her.
trauma, I don't really like kids are like, but kids are kids. Like, they're not gonna be. You would think that adults would have a little bit more like sense. They don't though, and I feel like most of the problems came from more adults than kids. Like, kids saying something about me, I can say whatever I want to them. We're the same age. Yeah. But like when an adult, it's like I can't even say nothing back because then
disrespectful.
Yes.
But I feel like, so in that particular example, I feel like she would definitely like take that.
Who?
Trinity. And just like she was told, like, you can't say this, or that's an adult, you know, you shouldn't do this, or you got to speak to this person. You got to, and I can wholeheartedly say, I know that I've said to her, like, yes, you can. You can do this. It's a way, and I've always said it's a way to say things, and you can still be respectful and get your point across. Yeah. So I know for
but
sure.
They don't like that though.
And it's not about what they like. I never agree. I never agree with that. It took her a long time to basically like get her voice.
But I'm saying it's probably because of what you said. Like the type of school we went to, it was like it was more.
It did take you a long time.
You did used to say that though. You used to be like, you're representing whatchamacallit, because she worked at the school, so it was like, well, now I can't really say nothing because
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I didn't get that one.
You said it to me. I don't know about her. You said it to me.
That might have been for you getting in trouble in general.
I didn't get in trouble,
but I'm pretty sure. I don't remember.
Used to do nothing.
So I'm not gonna say I didn't tell you that, but I don't remember saying that. Maybe I was passing that message on because that's why she said she didn't get that, because remember somebody told me, hey, you know, so and so worked here, so you can't go and say nothing. Yeah, you can't do this. It all had to.
What'd you say? She said so and so. She already
it had to all. Well, I want to talk about her. But it all had to go through her, basically.
Well, she said that even for you.
So that's what I'm saying. So because when she said she didn't get that, like I people, definitely didn't say that, because I was
give you a hard time. And they gave me a hard time. She was like, "Well, Trinity's already dealing with that, so da 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 da." Like, especially, I mean, like she said, I ran like. Not just us, like every student there ran that school. Like it was
incorrect. Just me.
No, you weren't even there. I'm talking about after you graduated.
About her.
Like after you graduated, like there was like people.
We know it was so much drama with you.
People that was at school for like a month, doing more than anybody that's been there their whole life was doing.
What can I say? Like,
but I mean, I've never tried to dim your light because I was too busy telling her, girl, speak up.
Because I definitely spoke up about how I felt, but that would make them mad because you taught me how to say it in like a respectful manner. So that made them mad because it's like they thought they could like go like, you know how most people like just
want you to be quiet. Just be quiet.
No, like they want you to argue. Like they want to argue with students. So when a lot of people around would just be like, they go back and forth, and I just like basically said, oh, I don't know, I wouldn't do that. I would say how I felt, but I wouldn't just be like, huh?
I was saying, I was agreeing. Like I said, I'm not arguing with.
Yeah, I don't be arguing. I say what I want to say, but I'm not like arguing like they want to be going back and forth because like they feel like they have more authority. And you can
hit them with a one-liner, and
that's what I'm saying. And then that's when they feel like that's when they get upset. Just like when you be like, when people get more upset when they don't make you mad. That's how it kind of was, because it's just like, okay, and then they're like, bro, you're irritating me or whatever.
Yeah. What grade are you talking about?
What you mean?
When I left.
Well, I didn't really go through nothing because when you graduated, I was still in elementary school.
So, I'm saying you're talking about like 8th grade?
Probably 8th and 9th grade. 7th grade was probably that year where I was already going through a lot, so I didn't even like have the time to say nothing. So I kind of I feel like that year a lot more people spoke up for me because of what happened in 7th grade. But like, I feel like I didn't say much because it was just like, that was like my first year experiencing it. Like, because it was right after 7th grade was the first year back from being like online and stuff. So it was my first year experiencing everything. And I was like, oh, y'all are just weird. And then I had to learn how to deal with it. 8th grade was kind of calm. I feel like 8th grade I was dealing more with like kids, because that was another thing. Like because the only time I was really getting in trouble was like over dumb stuff, for real. Like,
yes, so stupid.
Like, think about like when we used to, anyone that was in that class knows, when we just getting kicked out of class, and then we walk in, breathe wrong, be like, get out. And we're like, oh. Or
no one wanted to teach.
Just
that.
laughing, like you can't even laugh. Like that's all I used to really get in trouble for was laughing. Like I just used to be laughing a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot of time wasted on nonsense and not on actual
yeah,
work.
and it's like you wasn't doing nothing anyway. Like I can't laugh. Like I can see if I'm like like I'm just like I'm just like
You scared me.
like half the time I'm laughing at the teacher. So no, but ninth grade probably the most. Because it was like a lot of new people and they just was talking it was like a lot of dumb stuff. In my freshman year, I was like,
Yes,
y'all just want to be somebody so bad. No. Now freshman year was probably the worst, and then it was kind of when I was coming back out of my shell, more so. But I feel like people don't realize, like, because I was like, I wasn't supposed to be an introvert, but I feel like a lot of people think extrovert means you just talk to everybody. It's more. I feel like it's more just not being afraid to talk, because I'm still not in everybody's face just because I feel like I'm an extrovert, but I'm just saying I'm not going to be, like, shy. I feel like I actually like talking to strangers more because they don't really know nothing about you. They don't know who you are.
Yeah,
so
me
you
too.
can just say whatever.
But
I thought you was an introvert.
I think that's the thing, though.
I
Like
am an introvert, but I'm just saying if you got to talk to somebody,
Nah,
I'd
I'm
rather
not.
talk to people.
I think I'm an extrovert.
I don't, You think you are? I think so.
Huh?
I thought you
Girl,
said you were an
I'm about
ambivert.
to play these recordings. People would know.
No. We don't really need to do all that, though. But, like, you can't. I feel like there's some things
I thought you were both.
Who, me?
No.
Who, her?
I feel like I was settling. I don't think I was supposed to be both. I feel
What
like
do you mean supposed to be?
I'm saying because I know it's different if I just always felt like I feel like that I'm an introvert because of this. I feel like every time I was saying I'm an ambivert or introvert, it's because I was forced to, like, be quiet or, like, not talk to people. I never liked that.
Girl,
Like
I told y'all she was blah, 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 blabbing at 3 weeks old.
That's
like,
what I'm
she
saying.
was meant to talk.
That's why I stopped talking, because people be like, girl, you still talking? I'd be like, you start a conversation with me. Like, I don't like when people do that.
Plus, they didn't probably realize how intelligent you were
That's what
and
I'm
having
saying.
whole
They- like,
conversations
people-
at like 2.
People want you to be like, they want to feel above you. I feel like that's a lot with adults too, because they feel like intimidated.
That's all it is. It's intimidation.
And it's like, you're the problem, like I said.
It's no different than when you correct the teacher. The teacher's teaching something and you correct it, and immediately the teacher's pissed off, right? Oh, you just get out of my class. Oh, you just, you detention. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. No, you're wrong.
Like that. I think me and my friend got in trouble, and it was like, y'all keep talking. I said I wasn't talking. I was laughing. Get out. Get out. So we get out.
Miss Sarcasm.
But sometimes people get mad at me too. Like, kids would get mad and be like, you never say nothing to Pilar. And I'd be like, dang, he didn't even see me laughing, like you snitching. But I don't know, people used to take it out on me. And I was like, you're mad at me. Like, I see if I was a teacher's pet, but it's like I literally just be minding my business and the teacher just says something. Like, doesn't say nothing to me. And then they be like going on me. I'd be like, why don't you go on the teacher for feeling that way? Like, I'm literally just doing my work.
So, I don't know if we actually answered the question.
No, which one?
What does it mean and look like for you to let go?
Let go.
That was the initial question, Pilar.
I thought you answered it. That's why I thought we moved on. To let go means to just like.
What it means to you?
Woosah?
I don't really. To let go for me is like, I just have to like, for me to, anything I do to calm down or let go, I have to like sit down and think about it. Like I have to
reflect.
Yeah. And you definitely can't act out of emotion. That's the first thing that got me out of most of my problems, was I had to stop acting out of emotion. Because most of the time when people do, they
say that for the people in the back. Lots of adults still do that.
Regret what you're saying. And it turns you into, like you just regret it because you just like go off in the moment. That's another thing.
It's the shade room, y'all.
It's going to get you in trouble doing
just
that.
be like I said. So sometimes people get mad, like when we talked about that one episode, we were talking about like just being quiet. Like sometimes I have to say that now. I'll just be like, just give me a second. And then I'll just be like, because a lot of people like, every time we're talking, I had this conversation with my boyfriend, but he was like, every time we're talking, you kind of just like cut yourself off, like, because I know I'm going to say something that we're both not going to like what I say. So I just have to be like, especially if it's in mid-convo, because sometimes when you're really going back and forth, you don't have time to be like, give me a second. You just be like, okay. I think that's another thing. To let go, you kind of have to, like, let go of realizing you don't have control over everything and that you shouldn't respond to everything. Like, you can respond whenever you want, but you shouldn't. Like, some things don't deserve a response. So letting go for me is kind of like, in a way, it's kind of, yeah, it's like going over everything. Like what Trinity was telling me, like, overthinking is one thing, but like overthinking a situation, like, if you're already overthinking, she said, like, to overthink
She
some
love
more.
bringing that in.
And girl, it was kind of like, so it's like,
You want me to say it?
Hmm?
You want me to say it? I
I
don't
don't know.
remember.
oh, it was
What
like,
the
no,
heck?
I'm saying,
You want
like,
me to say it? You want me to say
you
I don't
going
remember?
like someone's like
Oh,
I feel like confrontation isn't always needed. Sometimes, like sometimes people just
Wait a minute. Sometimes? Or?
no. Sometimes people do need it though.
Confrontation?
Yeah. Like I'm saying, like confronting a problem is different than like you being dramatic, like because you never know, especially in public, you never know who you're gonna meet. Like you might meet your match, so it's like walking around like, they can't nobody tell me nothing, and you meet your match, and it's really like over something not serious. Like even like when we was just at like the amusement park, and it was a whole gap in the line, they move up. I could have been like go, but I was just didn't say nothing, and it was like, oh my bad, and then they moved up. Like people just be too aggressive.
Yeah.
You gotta calm down. To let go, you have to calm down for one. Cause you just be on 10 for no reason. Like some people just be like tweaking out and it be just like. I just asked for a pencil. I asked for a pencil.
Oh?
Why you don't got a pencil? Why you don't got a pencil?
Did you
I just
did
asked
you
for a
just
pencil.
point? Hold on. Did you just point to me? Huh?
My thumb was
Yeah, over this
I was
way.
doing like this. One.
No.
I know you. I
But-
have come a long way, sis. I have been
Girl, this
calm
was
I was
last
doing
lately.
like that.
I have been very calm lately.
Yeah, thank God.
I'm messing with you, Mom.
I'm
think
listening
you're
to Pilar
aggressive.
talking about something. Thank God.
Oh.
No, but like,
Not unless you mess with my
what's
kids.
the word though?
Oh, here she go, y'all. What's the word?
0 to 1,000 real quick.
Yeah, maternal instinct something different. But what's the word?
1,000 real quick.
What's the word I'm thinking about? Cause I was just
You'll see, Trinity.
what I'm learning right now, like the stuff I'm focused on right now, especially when you get into a relationship or start new friendships and stuff as you grow up, like my mom always says, not everybody is you. So it's like some stuff you were raised as, even if you're in the right, it's like, well, not everybody understands that. So I guess like trying.
That's hard too. By the way.
Yeah.
That's hard. By the way.
Patience. You need a lot of patience.
Yeah.
And if you ask the Lord for patience, He's probably going to send a boy. Even if it's
I
your
am
brother.
Weak.
Even if it's your brother, he's probably going to send a boy. Because, I don't know. It's either going to be a boy or like a weird adult to test your patience. But it's
He is
like,
funny.
I just watched this TikTok. It was talking about it's nothing harder than talking to someone who like, no.
Just like not mentally there with you.
It's like someone who just like, who's never, you could clearly tell that no one's ever told them that they're the problem. Like you could tell like when people are like, they walk around them and like never tell them about their self. So so when you get there, they're like, oh, you're so mean. But it's like, I'm just telling you what nobody else wants to tell you. I'm telling you the truth, and the truth hurts. But like, how old are we?
I wonder who's
Imagine,
talking.
imagine to be a whole adult like that.
Yeah, and
wonder
she
who
told
she's
me that
talking
too. She
about.
because
It's
a
like,
lot of people be like, well, a lot of people be
Right,
like,
I'm about the same damn person.
well, a lot of people be like, when I'm older, she's the one that like, even when I was younger, told me that just because like you get older doesn't mean you mature. There's like a lot of 40-year-olds that still act like the 15-year-old you met in high school.
Yep. Sad but
How old are
true.
we?
And that's men and women. That's not just men. That's men and women. So
Yeah.
it's not like it's a shot to just
No,
boys
it's
or
not
men.
just
It's
a
men
shot
and
to
women, unfortunately.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's everybody.
What?
Is every sorry no because I didn't want to cut her off. I didn't know
Oh.
she was finished. But I was saying you go ahead
Yeah.
Me go ahead. What?
You're the
to
problem.
answer the question.
So,
What does it mean? Like, what does it look like
For me
you,
to let
and
go?
what does it mean to
Well,
you to let go?
Well, I kind of talked about it a little bit.
God.
For me, yeah, God and faith and
Amen.
trusting. But trusting wholeheartedly, not just saying you trust.
yeah.
You know, oh, I have faith God will take care of it. But then you still run around trying to do everything and
That's what I'm
take his
saying.
place and do his job.
Liars.
So, and not to be a hypocrite, but
Yeah.
because I was just used to having to
Yeah.
figure it all out, trying to, put all the pieces together. After a while, you get used to it. and it's not even because you want to, it's because you have to. It's kind of like that quote that you see, I'm sure, a lot. Like I see it on Instagram all the time. It's like, I'm strong because I have to be, not because I want to be. I would love to let go.
Yeah.
But also, again, a
Just
part
do
of
it,
that
Nike.
survival
You
mode,
do
like
be saying that.
not being
I
able
would
to
love
let
to
go.
just not have to.
I would
do
love
I do,
to
right?
be-
Don't I
that.
say
I
that?
would love to just
I would
be
love
able
to know what that is like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, and it's not about throwing shots or anything like that, but I truly don't know what it's like to have, like a partner, this past, a partner, who did, I don't know, even if it was just as much as me, you know, and people
Makes
say
sense.
50-50 and all that. I don't really
don't
get
like
into
50-50.
Yeah, I
No.
don't get into that 50-50 stuff. Like,
You are the rib.
I don't shut up. I don't get into that because I'm not, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly 50-50. It could be 70-30, it could be 80-20 sometimes. Sometimes it could be 60-40.
Yeah.
But it's just
For
the
one,
the
it
balance.
don't- I feel like it don't got to be set. For one.
Balance.
No, but it's the
Yeah.
balance, you know. Somebody who, oh, I see you are overwhelmed. I see you're stressed.
Yeah.
Let me take this off your plate.
Acts of service.
Baby, if somebody came and said, how can I help?
Let's
Just
be,
once.
Let's be realistic though.
One time.
I'll be trying to help you all the time.
Let's be
Like, on this
realistic.
stuff.
You're gonna deny it.
I'm not talking about y'all, though.
No, I'm
talking
saying
about
you're
in
gonna
a-
deny
in
it,
a
though.
partner. No,
You
in a
might.
partner.
You
You
might.
know they ain't will.
It's possible. Not saying that you would, but you might. You might
Okay,
be like,
so-
"Yeah, I got it."
That's just from me always doing it.
Yeah.
Also, that's also from that quote unquote perfectionism. Hey, I want to make sure it gets
Gets
done
done.
because you
Oh,
know
yeah,
why?
yeah, yeah.
And
It
I'm
doesn't
and I'm
get
just
done.
saying. Here's the thing. Well, here's my thing.
That's self-sabotage.
Because if I already got a lot of shit going on,
Uh-huh.
and then you say, "Hey, you want me to come and
Oh.
help you?" and I go, "Okay."
Yeah, and then they don't.
And then I say,
and you
hey,
don't
so
trust
do
them
it
no
like
more.
this.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, I'm making it easy for you. I'm telling you what to do or how to do it.
Uh-huh.
Because you're doing it for me, right? So
Yeah.
you're not used to doing it, so you don't know. I explain it to you, and then you still don't get it right. Then now I got to come back and do it
Oh,
anyway.
yeah. Makes sense.
Baby, that's
You want to
double
know why that
work.
happened?
That's double work.
It's a test,
Hallelujah.
so you can let go.
No, but I feel like you gotta make everything you do like change. I feel like a lot of people don't like change because for one, the goals they set aren't realistic. I feel like
For them,
they
yeah.
just think that immediately. Oh, so I'm stopping this, so that means life's gonna be perfect now. Like,
Oh, see, that's not realistic. I don't think that.
like
I
you just gotta like,
I just needed balance.
yeah.
Just
That
a
may be
little
Or
bit.
another thing is like when you're going through a lot, especially like with a specific person, you only think about what they're doing. So especially like when you talk about overthinking, like you're planning it, so you're like, I gotta have this conversation with someone. So you're sitting there planning it, and then their response changes. You're like, oh, now what do I say?
Yup.
I feel like that too, because a lot of people don't realize what's going on with them because they're so set on like talking about the other person's problems that it's like when someone was like, but you kind of do that too. They're like, no, I don't.
Oh,
Liars.
yeah, immediately. But
Oh
it's,
my
it's,
God.
it's very, yeah, oh Lord. It's easy for somebody to do that though.
Yeah.
Like they won't stop it. They won't stop and check themselves or
Yeah.
look in the mirror, but they will be quick to tell you about what
Yeah.
you
You
have
gotta
done
do a little
or
bit of
didn't
both.
do.
What's that?
I'm saying you gotta do
You
both.
do a little-
Like if you gonna clock
well,
somebody too, you
yeah.
can be like, and I know I do it too, but like you do it bad.
Yeah, but not even just that though.
Yeah.
Like I know I do it too, and I'm working on
But
this.
you
This
not
is what
working on it.
helps me. Like that's helpful to somebody who's doing
Who
the
wants
same
to
thing,
help.
or you know what I'm saying. Instead
Yeah.
of just saying, "Well, you know, you do this too,"
Yeah.
and then you just leave it there. And it's like,
Sometimes you don't.
okay,
need to,
so
like,
maybe I
confront
didn't
people.
realize it.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Do you have a solution for it? Don't just bring me the problem. Bring
That's what
me
I'm
the
saying.
problem and the solution.
Because some people aren't genuinely trying to help you;
Again,
they're just trying to
help
bring it up to
me.
get the blame off them.
Don't do that whole judgment thing, that back and forth. So again, anyway, bottom line, balance, balance, baby, balance. You do a little something, you're gonna be taken care of, right? But balance it out,
Yeah.
because you're gonna want something from me, and I ain't got time for it because I'm doing all this other stuff. So that balance is important. It goes both ways. That's why I said that whole 50-50, it might not always be 50-50.
Yeah.
Somebody else might be giving more, and that's okay. But what works for you guys? But still, just some balance.
Yeah.
So that whole letting go thing, it's hard too, because You know, if you don't have someone, you're
letting
doing it
go
by
of a lot,
yourself.
honestly.
Yeah, so it's a lot to let go of if you're already doing it by yourself. So that makes it. That's what I was getting to, y'all. That's what makes it a little harder. So it just required, for me, it required God to be like, "Hey, girl, sit down, have a seat." Because you keep trying to do this, and I'm trying to show you what I have for you, but you keep stepping over here. You habitual line stepper. Y'all won't know what that's from. That's from Dave Chappelle. Shut up. Anyway, my brother will get it.
She said,
But yeah, so
then the
that's
day-
what it took. The day going in.
Once again.
You the problem. Go ahead and
She
say
didn't
it.
even
we
have
accept
nothing
the
to
love
say.
we think
No,
we deserve.
She just want to say
Okay.
what, girl?
Okay.
Motivational speaker.
What movie was that again?
Perks of being a
Perks
Perks
of being a
wallflower.
wallflower. I knew that one. That's my
We
movie.
accept the love we think we deserve.
So,
I knew that one right there.
so y'all gotta stop self-sabotaging
I don't self-sabotage.
anymore.
I told you I left that in middle school.
Anymore.
I'll be self-sabotaging, y'all.
She need lock in.
I mean,
Did it the other
everybody
day.
does.
You're the problem.
I am.
Come
I
on,
am.
Coach Trent.
Accountability.
I is. Like, no.
And awareness. Oh Lord, you is important.
I
You
is.
is kind.
Good night, guys.
Good night. It's crazy. Oh boy. Until the next episode, Trent,
Yeah.
take us on out. Come on, Coach Trent.
Listen,
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna
Go
an-
ahead.
I was
Come
gonna
on.
Answer the question.
I know. Answer the
to it.
question, and I said take us on out.
Okay, I thought you meant
We're
like
gonna
wrap
finish
it up.
with you.
Yeah, wrap
We're
it
gonna wrap it up with you.
What letting go looks like for me is me coming to a point where I get fed up with myself, probably.
Rock bottom.
But like a balance of fed up, fed up, but also extending compassion. It's got to be a healthy balance of that, because you can't shame your way into healing. But
yeah.
so it comes to me getting fed up with myself, and then I most likely come to God, and I'm just like, God, I don't want to do this, that no more. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of overthinking. I'm sick of self-sabotaging. I'm sick of trying to control everything. I let it go. Show me the way.
Amen.
Like, I let it go. And then I'm like,
Take the wheel.
because I don't want to do those things anymore. So, like, overthinking, control, all that. Remove those things, but then I'll say, like, fill it up with XYZ.
Right.
Because, like,
So again,
you're making space
resolution.
to fill it up with something
Confused.
else. Otherwise, if you just remove it, it's like just gonna come right back, right? Because
Yeah.
you didn't replace it. So, yeah, that's what it looks like for me. And then like that let go, I usually have like peace of mind after a situation like that. And then I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, what I wanted to happen before happens because I surrendered. And then sometimes I could have a circle moment and do the same thing all over again where I'm like, okay, I got what I wanted to happen, and then but why can't this and that happen? And I'm not focused on like what just happened though. And then I do the same thing again, then I have another moment, I let go, and then you kind of just have to like stay on the path. Like when the overthinking might come back or the self-sabotaging, you have to be like so aware of it and like accept it. Like, I know I'm doing this again, but this time, because I know what I did last month, but this time, I'm not going to let it get that far to where I sit and I think myself into a bad mood or I doubt myself so much. This time, we're going to see what happens when I do the opposite.
Know what
And
it
then
sound like?
Try it.
You're the problem.
And it is. But yeah, that's basically what letting go looks like for me. And yeah, so thanks for joining us in this episode.
Thank you, guys.
You're the problem.
Yes. Leave a review, like, comment, share,
Yep.
subscribe. Follow us on our socials.
Buy us dinner.
I'm gonna put my website down there as usual, like all my social, like TikTok and everything. You know, like coaching and my courses. I just relaunched
Bye, guys. Bye.
my course again, my inner work course. Super exciting.
Super exciting. Just had a
Yes.
wonderful birthday. Mother's Day is this weekend.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
back to back. I
So-
love it.
Oh.
It's gonna be my first Mother's Day, y'all.
Okay.
It's Mother's to Be
counts.
Day.
Is what?
Mother's to be day.
Yep.
Yep.
It counts. Send me something on cash. Like, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Just kidding. Just kidding. But yes, thanks for joining us in this episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something new.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Smooches.
So many people use